It's the Bison Football Show. Valley News Live and Gate City Bank present the Bison Football Show with head coach Chris Kleiman.
Their coaches did a great job. They got a good coaching staff and a very good football team, and we knew we were getting into something like that, but we had to play better. It was hard to run our offense because of we couldn't win the line of scrimmage.
That was Montana coach Bob Stitt, a humbled Bob Stitt, and a demoralized Grizz football team as the Bison roll over Montana. A huge win in the playoffs, Coach, and congratulations to you and your staff. What a fantastic effort by the Bison. And just talk about the game and leading up to it. What a big game it was.
Well, great week of preparation that we had. Our coaches did a phenomenal job with the game plans. Our guys bought into the game plans. And we talked about being able to execute at a high level, and we did that on Saturday. We were a really focused group, and I was excited for the guys because they really wanted this game.
Yeah, how passionate were they about getting back at these guys? Because that first game out in Missoula, it was a tough loss and a sour taste in their mouths, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we hadn't had that situation where we get to play one of those teams that we had lost to in the same season. And for a player, you always want that opportunity to go back and try to amend what you maybe could have done. And our guys really had great focus this week, and I was so happy for how they performed.
A great half of football by the Bison, 21-0. Total yards 210 to 63. The Bison had completely shut down that Grizzly offense. Turnovers were 3-0, so that is a huge stat as well. On the Gate City Bank hot seat, before we get to that second half, Greg Menard. As a child, who was your favorite superhero?
Definitely Static Shock.
Okay. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Definitely become more of a morning person since I got here. So
because of Coach Kramer, probably.
Yeah.
What is your favorite pro team?
Definitely the New England Patriots.
In traffic, are you a patient driver or do you get frustrated?
Frustrated really quickly.
What's the worst household chore?
Dishes.
I'm with you on that one. Biggest fear?
Being late for something, like a lift or something like that.
What do you like most about Fargo and North Dakota in general?
Just the people. The people are really nice and welcoming, and it's just a nice environment.
What impresses you the most about the Bison coaching staff as a whole?
How much work they put in and how much they care about the players, not just doing their job.
What's that one thing people don't know about you?
I'm a pretty big gamer, so.
All right, thanks, Greg. Well, Coach, you have a 21-0 lead. How do you sustain that in the second half?
Well, we know how explosive they are offensively, and there was a tale of two halves against South Dakota State, and they could do the same thing to us. So we had to keep the momentum going. We had to keep the foot on the gas. We weren't going to change what we were doing offensively or defensively, and we still had 30 minutes of great football to play. Yeah,
no doubt about it. That's very, very impressive. And I'll tell you what, you just dominated a good football team, too, as we take a look at the Nodak Mutual Insurance final stat page here, 37-6, and made them one-dimensional, I thought. They only rushed the ball for 6 yards, which was huge. They had over 100 back in August, so that was big, and the turnover margin was huge. It all wrapped into a nice big victory for the Bison. Let's hear what the players had to say after the game.
That was a lot of fun. That was a big-time win for our team and for Bison Nation. The people in the stands today were absolutely crazy, and they brought the juice, and we kind of fed off them.
I think it was louder than Montana, honestly, and then it was crazy to just throw off that quarterback. He looked confused for most of the game. I think the fans played a big part in that.
Definitely screwed up their whole line, everything, getting in their checks and stuff, and heck, it was screwing around with me a little bit myself. But once you get in the rhythm and once you just get that crowd going, it just feels surreal.
There was a lot on film. I don't think anybody played them the way that we knew we could. We're a lot more physical than a lot of teams, and so just watching a lot of film. Coach Kleinerman does a good job, and I just want to give a shout out to Coach Ince, man. He called a great game.
Just going out there and playing with the passion that we do and stopping the run, that's what our defense does, and we showed it today.
The time is now. You can't show up here and think you're going to redshirt and, look at the depth chart in front of you and maybe as a junior, I'll get my chance. It's not how it works here. It's you get here and you put the work in, and it starts with Coach Kramer. It starts, academics, doing the little things.
Great comments by the players. We wanted to show some of the opponent press conference today as well and show just how demoralized this Montana team was. Here's what the Montana players had to say.
We had a good idea of what NDSU was going to do defensively, and I mean, he's obviously an impact player, and on a defense of many studs there. And
they do what they do. I mean, it's been a recipe for success here, and they're not going to change. They've done it for however long they've been here, and no, they didn't do anything different. We just have to do what we did and do it better.
Didn't play to the level that I needed to for us to win the game. Kind of like Coach said, it snowballed a little bit. If we get one or two things different here.
Coach, let's talk about the offensive domination in this game and all the stats that really piled up. I thought the time of possession was huge. The rushing yards, I thought before the game, you get to 250 yards rushing, that's a huge deal. And you got right to 250, 4.5 a carry. And the overall total offensive plays was a big story as well.
It really was. It was a tale of two games. They had it for 92 or 94 plays when we played them out in Montana. And offensively, we knew if we could carry the ball and rush it 50-plus times, we were going to cut down their plays, cut down their time of possession. And then defensively, we did a good job getting off the field on third down. You talk about a great team win. Awesome job by the coaches. Great job by the players of executing the plan. And this was our game plan, and we hit it on all cylinders.
Yeah, that was by far the fewest amount of plays that the Grizz have run with Gustafson at quarterback. Now, the defensive numbers here, I think this is really the tail of the tape defensively. You just really disrupted them in all phases of the defensive game.
Yeah, we really did. Coach Entz did a great job calling it, and then all the coaches on defense did. And we did all this with rushing mainly four guys.
Yeah.
Once in a while, we'd bring a fifth on a run down, but most of the time it was just the great pressure by the front four guys and then excellent coverage by the back seven.
Well, let's look at the bracket now, and here we go. Northern Iowa's coming to town, Coach. They beat Portland State late last night, 29-17. They're a very good football team, and now we'll take a look at the bottom of the bracket. That is going to be Illinois State and Richmond. So there are the four teams on the side of the bracket of the Bison. And, Coach, let's talk about UNI. This Aaron Bailey, their quarterback. Wow, 2,800 total yards from scrimmage, 31 total touchdowns. He's rushed for 1,300 yards. He's a great player.
Yeah, he is a phenomenal player, and they're clicking on all cylinders. They've got a tremendous running back that's 240 pounds. Bailey's 230 pounds. Tradition. They've got great tradition. They've got a phenomenal football team. It'll be a great four-quarter game in the Dome.
Yeah, this is going to be a battle this week, no question. We'll need Bison Nation out there again at Gate City Bank Field, like you were back on October 10th in this game that the Bison won on a late touchdown by Carson Wentz. Well, still to come here on the Bison Football Show today, we're going to tell you about Darius Anderson. What a road he has taken to get to NDSU from Hawaii, Valley City State. It's quite a story. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show. A true underdog story has come full circle on this year's Bison team. Running back Darius Anderson literally showed up on campus and not only was asked to stay, but is making an impact on the field now. In this week's Olaf Anderson Construction feature story, we find the road was long for Darius.
It's the love of the game, and you wanna be able to play at the highest level that you think you can play at, and that's what drove me to want to try and come here.
Running back from Kapolei, Hawaii, number 8, Darius Anderson.
With over 250 career yards in 31 games with the Bison, senior Darius Anderson has found a home away from home at North Dakota State. A home really far away from home.
I actually came to North Dakota my freshman year of high school for the national wrestling tournament that they have, so that was my first time actually coming to North Dakota, but it was bright and sunny, so.
Anderson graduated from high school in 2011 from Island Pacific Academy in Hawaii. He traveled nearly 4,000 miles to attend Valley City State University in North Dakota, an experience that left him wanting more.
It was more like I was playing high school football all over again.
Anderson would reach out to the Bison. When he didn't hear anything back, he took a chance, applying to the school on his own and eventually earning a walk-on spot that he would later turn into a scholarship.
Everything was different. We was watching film probably 2-3 hours a day. The details mattered in our tracks and how we ran the football and how we ran our routes.
Determined to make an impact among the national champions he now called teammates, Anderson would become more disciplined, throwing himself into the details as he pushed away any homesickness.
Try to focus on my school and football and try to keep all the other stuff out of my mind, but it does take a toll on you.
Closing in on 2 years since he's been back to Hawaii, Anderson has spent his summers and holidays with his Bison family. While it's hard at times, he says it's where he wants to be.
It means family to me. I've worked really hard to achieve this and to be a part of this program. The coaches didn't need to put me on. I walked on, and they gave me that opportunity, and it means a lot to me every day when I step on that practice field and I suit up with all my teammates.
Well, Coach, that's a pretty cool story. I mean, he really wanted to be here, and he put in the effort to get to where he is today. He's making some plays.
Absolutely. He's been an impact player for us. What a team guy. He's such a great mentor to a lot of the young guys, especially some of the kids that have walked onto the program. Yeah. Darius earned a scholarship by his hard work, and so happy for him. And he's going to continue to be an impact here for us. He had a good game against Northern Iowa earlier in the season, and he'll be an impact again. Yeah, he's got a little speed to him. Well, in this week's Peterson Farm Seed Future Crop of Bison, we look at another young redshirt. Jackson Brown out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin, is going through the redshirt process. He is a defensive back who was a great athlete in high school. Never came off the field in football, was center on the hockey team, a star sprinter in track. But the redshirt year is helping Jackson off the field as well.
Time management, definitely. You know, an average day for me, I get maybe a couple hours to myself, and that's if I want to stay up late. But, you know, just being able to organize my time and devote time to different priorities, and to prioritize different things. So, you know, school coming first, and, you know, going to ACE, going to practice, film, you know, whatnot. So just being able to organize and manage my time.
Coach, how's Jackson doing, and how's that scout team doing, giving you a good look here in the playoffs? That's an important part of the process,
It really is, and Jackson's an integral part of that. He understands the process like all those freshmen. It's hard work in the weight room with Coach Kramer. It's getting your studies in and then coming and being a scout team guy, and Jackson just needs to continue to develop. He's got a bright future.
Well, Northern Iowa's coming to Gate City Bank Field. We're going to talk more about that matchup. Stay with us. Well, Coach, Northern Iowa's coming in. Our Verizon look ahead. Verizon's serving North Dakota for over 15 years. It's 11 a.m. It's that early game. We've had that the last 2 years, though. What do you think of that early start? You like it, I know.
I do. I don't know if the players do, but we know it is now, so we can acclimate ourselves throughout the week. But, yeah, it's 11 o'clock start. They got home really late last night from Portland State, so it'll be a little shorter week for them. Hopefully that's to our advantage, but they're going to be ready to play. We know that.
You know, what do you remember from the game on October 10th? That was a tough game. Several fourth downs on that last drive before Carson Wentz heroics to Darius Shepard, but that was a very, very difficult game. It always is with UNI, it seems like.
It's the most physical game we play in all year, and I think they'd probably say the same thing. If you look at it, we both lost after playing each other last year because both teams were beat up probably a little bit, but tremendous amount of respect for their program. Obviously, I graduated from the institution, so I've got a lot of friends on the staff, and our guys are going to be excited about playing. I'm glad we're in the Fargo Dome. We need it as loud as we can again to try to affect some of their play calling, but it's going to be a great four-quarter football game. It's going to be a Valley-type game.
Yeah, no doubt. How big did the crowd impact the game against Montana? I thought it was huge, but how big was it against Montana, and how big can it be against Northern Iowa?
It was really big. You heard our players comment about it. We noticed it on the sideline, how loud it was. I don't think they could make their checks and adjustments at the line of scrimmage. It's got to be the same way, and we're hoping for it, the same way next Saturday, that if they see us in something defensively, can they get up there and change the play? And it's really hard to change the play and let your wideouts know that. So it's something that we're looking forward to, another big impact for us.
What do you think of the rest of the bracket quickly? Richmond, Illinois State, the CAA has had a tough bracket so far as far as they're not doing well in the bracket. What do you think of Richmond and Illinois State? Illinois State's playing well. They took care of Western pretty easy.
Yeah, they're playing at a high level, and 3 of the 4 on that side are Valley teams. And you could argue that this could be a semifinal bracket as well as, you know, when we looked at the bracket coming out, you and I both talked, Northern Iowa and North Dakota State were probably 2 of the hottest teams in the field. And lo and behold, we're meeting in the quarterfinals.
And Jacksonville State, you know a lot about them. Boy, on the other part of the bracket, they look outstanding.
They really do. They're explosive offensively. I know they've got tremendous athletes on defense. We've seen them on film. I don't know what's going to happen on that side of the bracket. We got to try to take care of Northern Iowa on Saturday, and we're going to have our hands full.
Yeah, our side of the bracket's plenty of tough to worry about right now. Hey, congratulations. Best of luck this week, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Jeremy.
All right, Northern Iowa's coming in. Bison Nation, we need you this week. Enjoy this time. It's fun here in December in the playoffs. We'll see you after the Northern Iowa game to recap that one. Have a great week.